Good afternoon and welcome. Actually, it's probably morning for you, but good morning and welcome to the 28th of April. We're still in lockdown, and today we're going to be looking at describing position. It's another short lesson, you'll be very pleased to know. And describing position is all about coordinates. So you need to dredge up your knowledge of coordinates from year 4 and 5, because that's what we're going to be looking at. So, let's look at this diagram here. We've got the pink bird, we've got, I think that's Mr. Beanland. After lockdown, he's let his hair grow, he's let his beard grow. And then we've got a blue bird. And this one is far away from that way. And this one is down there. And the question says, describe the position of the two birds. Now, what's this person over here saying? He's got important information, and I think that is Alex PS. And he's saying that 1 centimetre on the diagram is the same as 1 metre. So this pink bird isn't really 8 centimetres away. He'd be pecking his nose. He's 8 metres away. And this blue bird isn't 5 centimetres down there. He's 5 metres away from him in that direction. So have a think how you would describe the position of those birds. So as we were saying, 8 centimetres stands for 8 metres. So the bird is 8 metres away from Mr. Beanland in that direction. Okay, now this person over here, who I think is probably Chloe Malander, she's saying we can say that Mr. Beanland is at x equals 0 and the bird is at x equals -8. So another way to think of that is this line here in a grid is the x-axis, isn't it? So if he's at 0 and the bird is at -8, the x-axis also goes like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. So if we had another pink bird over here, let's try and draw a pink bird. I'm not renowned for my drawing skills, but let's give it a go. Kind of that, and then that. Oh, it's a lot harder on here actually. And then that, and then that, and then there's an eye and a beak. Yeah, perfect bird, look at that. So this one is at 8. Can't get it to right. 8. And this one's at -8 and he's at 0. So -8, 0, 8. And we know that it will go in that direction. To go up, and that direction to go down. Okay? Now, if we're looking at the blue bird, this was 5 centimetres on the diagram, so we know that 5 centimetres is the same as 5 metres. Don't know why that's on there, so let's get rid of that. So 5 centimetres stands for 5 metres. So when we say that the bird is, describe the position of the blue bird in relation to Mr. Beanland, who's that? Isabel Smith. Is it Isabel or Isabel? I'm not sure. Sorry if I got that wrong, Isabel. Isabel Smith is saying that it's at -5. So if he's at 0, this one's at -5. And if we had another blue bird, we get to see my marvellous drawing skills again. Looks a bit like a whale, but never mind. I'll put some feet on it then we know it's not a whale. So the blue bird would be at, what do you think the blue bird would be at? The blue bird would be at 5, wouldn't it? Okay. Right, if we want that to be on the y-axis though, let's try that again, this time on the y-axis, we'd have the blue bird down here. A bit like a whale, never mind. And a blue bird up here. And then a man in the middle, Mr. Beanland, here he is. And the y-axis, don't forget, on a grid, this one's x and this one's y, so the y-axis is the one that goes up and down. So he's on the y-axis, he would be at -5 away from 0, and he would be at 5 if Mr. Beanland were in the middle. Okay? So Isabel's telling us that y, on the y-axis, he's at 0, so y equals 0, y equals -5, y equals 5. Okay, so it makes more sense on this picture, I think. So here's the picture put onto a coordinate grid. So as we said before, you're probably more used to seeing that, although some of you may have seen the negative numbers. This is why we did negative numbers yesterday when you were in year 5. We know that these numbers are all positive, and if we carried on this grid, that would be 3, 4, 5, 3, and so on. So this is the x-axis, and this one's the y-axis. The one that goes up and down is the y-axis, the one that goes side to side is the x-axis. Okay? Now, whenever we're writing coordinates, can you remember which one comes first? Have a think. Does the x or the y come first? Okay, well the x comes first, and then the y, because that's the way they are in the alphabet, isn't it? W, x, y, z. So x comes first, and then the y. So we can use a coordinate grid, and here's Mr. Beanland, here's the pink bird, he looks a bit red there, and there's the blue bird. And we can see that on this diagram, he's at -8 here, and he's at -5. So if we wanted to give the coordinates for this one, can you have a go at giving the coordinates for that one? What's your x coordinate? That's the one that goes this way. And what's your y coordinate? Okay, so your pink bird tells you here x, y is -8 for x and 0 for y, because it's not here or here, it's just on the 0 line for the y. And then your blue bird, blue bird, what is it on the x coordinate first of all? X is 0, because it's not there or there, it's right on the line, so that's 0, and it's -5 on the y. Okay? Right, so have a go at this one. Pause the video, have a go, see if you can work out what the coordinates for all these letters are. Now, yesterday I said it was a random selection of letters. Today I have noticed that it says maths. So see if you can find the coordinates for M80HS. Okay, so if we look at M, if we first of all do the x coordinate, that's how far it is across. So we can see that the x coordinate is -4. X comes before y. And then on the y coordinate, well, it's not up and it's not down, it's just on the 0, isn't it? It's not up or down, it's just on the 0. So it's -4, sorry, 0. Okay, let's look at A. Hopefully you've done this already. If you haven't, pause the video now. So A. So you can see that it's not anywhere across, is it? It's not here, it's not here, it's right on the line. If it's right on the line, it's given us a 0. And then on the Y, how far up and down is it? Well, hopefully you can see that that's at -3. Okay, let's look at T, which is here. Now, again, is it anywhere across? Is it at 1 or -1? It's not, is it? It's right on the line. So for your x coordinate, you're going to have 0. And your y coordinate is how high or low it is. And so hopefully you can see that that's on 2. Okay, H. Let's look at H here. So this one, first of all, we're doing x coordinate. That's the one that goes across. X comes before y, x goes across. And we can see that it's how far across. We can see there that it's 3 across. And if we're looking at how far up or down it is, well, it's not at 1, it's not -1, it's right on the line, which gives us a 0. And finally, S, well, that's not anywhere, is it? It's not 1, -1, 1, or -1. It's right on where the two lines cross, where the x and the y axes cross. And we call that the point of origin. So point of origin. And it measures 0, 0. I often think it looks like two eyes. That could be the nose. Okay, so the point of origin is 0, 0, right where the two x and the y's cross. Okay, so have a go at these tasks. Pause the video, have a look. Obviously this one is going to be quite tricky. Just have a look on the screen where you think you're going to put it. While I have a nice cup of tea. Okay, so hopefully you want the coordinates of point P. So look at point P here. And first of all we do the x and y, don't forget, and you can look to see which one's x and which one's y. So you're going to go, how far across is it? Well, if you're looking at going across, you're going to be looking here. And you can see that if we're going across, P is -3 for x, and it's not up or down, it's not up here or down here, it's right on the line, so that makes that, oops, sorry, 0, -3, 0. Okay, E, where's E? There, okay, oops. So if we look at E, and we're looking first of all at the x coordinate, how far across is it? Well, it's not going anywhere across as it's stayed on the line. It's not gone to 1 or -1, so it must be on 0. And then how far up is it on the y-axis? It's 5. Okay, A. If we look at point A, get rid of those. Look at point A, so we're looking at the x-axis first, that's this one, the one that goes across, x-axis. And how far across is it? Well, it's 1. And then how far up or down is it? Well, it's not up and it's not down, it's just bang on the 0, isn't it? Okay, so it's 1, 0. And then R, let's look at R, it's right down here. So let's look at the x-axis first. Has it gone anywhere? No, it's stayed on the line, which makes it a 0. And then for y, it's gone down to there, which makes it -4. Okay, that's 1. Okay, now then, if we're looking at this bottom one, hopefully you just had to go on screen, it is a bit tricky to do otherwise, and you have to mark on these points. So point L is 0, 0. Well, I've just told you that on the last slide, go back if you're not sure. But point L at 0, 0 is right in the middle, there, where the two lines cross. So that's L. And then the second one, S, here, is 0, -2. So we need 0 across, and that just stays on the line, because we're not going there or there, we're just staying at 0. And then we're going to -2, which is there. And that one's S, that one's L, and that one's S. 0, -2. Okay, so that's the end of today's lesson. And that's all your tasks. Well done.